Welcome to Finish First Financially. Goran Radanovic here with another question from Reddit. I'll quickly read it and just give my take on it, not financial or investment advice. It says, feel so far behind in 30s and don't know what to do. My wife and I, 32 female, 30-year-old male, just began this year making a combined income of $160,000 annually. We have two kids who are in school, ages 7 and 4. We're currently renting at $2,500 a month and are $83,000 in debt. 29 is for auto loan and 54 in personal credit card debt. We only have a combined 70,000 in our retirement account. We aren't contributing to the 401ks regularly right now because of the debt situation, and we do not have a Roth IRA yet. We don't have any savings or emergency fund. Whoa. Okay, where do I go from here to clean up this mess and begin building for our future? We want to buy a house one day and begin contributing at least 15% to our retirement. I feel at 30 and 32 we are behind where we should be, and we have such a mountain to climb and are losing out on precious time for our retirement savings. Any help or guidance would be greatly welcome. Thank you. I have some good news. It's usually not as bad as it appears. And looking at your situation and the income that you're making, a combined income of $160,000, you stand a good chance of cleaning up this mess in a fairly short period of time. So the first thing that's worrying is that you do not have any savings or emergency fund. Okay, so that's quite a big thing. Now, let's start at the beginning. 160,000 combined before taxes, you should be taking home around 110,000 every single year. Maybe even 120, but let's work with 110,000 net income, take home pay. So the first thing that's worrying me is that you are paying $2,500 for rent. You absolutely have to reduce your expenses so that you can pay off your debt as quickly as possible. That was my goal when I was in debt and I wanted to get out of it. I also had no savings, no emergency fund. And even at that time, I had no income. You've got a great income. And once I started making income, I had to reduce my expenses. First one that I reduced was my rental. I think that you can actually find a place for $2,000 a month, a 2-bedroom place, even if it means that your two children are going to stay in the 1-bedroom together. It's fine for now. It's not forever. It's while you're busy cleaning up this mess. So there's already $500 savings that you are making. Now, second thing, auto loan, 29,000. Very, very bad. I would get rid of those cars immediately and I would buy 2 cars that are worth $3,000 or $4,000 each. If you really do, your wife also works, so you guys are going to need cars. You can get a reliable Toyota or Honda for $3,000 or $4,000. Remember, it's just for now until you get out of this mess. It's not to say that you have to keep it for the next 5 or 10 years. Just let it get you through to the next 2 or 3 years until you get out of this debt and save up some money. So we've reduced your rental expense now by looking for a place of around $2,000. You're going to get rid of the cars. Now you no longer have these auto loans, these monthly payments. And then for the credit card, if you are taking home $110,000 annually, so let's work with $9,000 a month. You've reduced your rental expenses. You no longer have car payments. There is no reason why you should not be able to fund your monthly expenses with $5,000 if you reduce your rental expenses and you no longer have these car payments. So now you're dedicating $4,000 to this debt. Within a year and a half, with the interest accruing, high interest on these credit cards, you should be able to pay off your credit cards within 18 months. A year and a half, $4,000 every single month that you're contributing to this credit card, it's paid off in 18 months. Now you no longer have the vehicle finance, you no longer have the credit card debt after 18 months. That's it. You are debt free in 18 months. Now, what I did before I went all in on debt, and I also didn't have any savings, didn't have emergency fund, and I didn't want to be in a situation where I lost now my income And all of this momentum that I built up to pay off my debt has now completely wiped me out because my income has stopped and I have no savings. So the first thing I did is I saved up for an emergency fund, and I also had essential expenses, which is housing or mortgage or rent, utilities, and food that I saved up. That's what I did. But if you want to take a different route, if you want to go all in on debt, then you should be able to pay everything off in 18 months if you want to take that risk. But to completely minimize risk, I saved up for savings for those essential expenses and for emergency fund, just in case my income stopped, so that I had time to replace my income and I did not lose that momentum of paying off my debt. So it's up to you how you want to do it. If you want to save up first for the savings a bit to add to your savings, to add to your emergency fund to reduce that risk, or you want to go all in on debt, and if you do, there's no reason that you shouldn't be able to dedicate $4,000 every single month to pay off that credit card if you sell the vehicles. Now, this is just something that I would do. It's your life. You obviously decide what you're going to do. And if you want to get a step-by-step play of how I got out of my financial mess and how I built up my savings and emergency fund and then went on to pay off all of my debt, you can check out my book, From Homeless to Debtless with Savings. I'll put a link in the description below, and I wish you all the best.